There's a reason you can get books on Amazon cheaper than pretty much anywhere else, including places like the indie bookstore I'm currently sitting outside of. And it is not because Amazon is saving you money out of the goodness of their hearts and they just really want to get books in everybody's hands. Amazon is the bad guy here. And to demonstrate how, let's talk about diapers. I promise this connects back to books. In the late aughts, Amazon is selling more and more things, and they want to sell diapers. They hadn't for a long time because it wasn't super feasible with packaging and shipping. It just wasn't feasible to do it on a large scale, but another company had figured out how. Quidsy, which owned Diapers.com. This is a very shortened version of the story, but basically Diapers.com was Amazon's #1 competitor in this market, and Amazon was not having that. So how did they get rid of them? They slashed the fuck out of their own prices. It got to a point where a case of diapers you would buy on Diapers.com for $45 could be less than $30 on Amazon. Not only were they slashing their own prices across the board, but they started a new subscription service called Amazon Mom, where you could subscribe to get your diapers regularly through Amazon, and it was way cheaper. Over the course of this price slashing campaign, Amazon allegedly took over $200 million in losses just on diapers. To make a long story short, Diapers.com lost all their customers to Amazon. Amazon acquired Diapers.com, and then they shut it down. And you know what else they shut down? The Amazon Mom subscription service that had made diapers more affordable on their website. They also took those prices that had been lower anyway and gouged them back up. Amazon had decided to enter a market with a massive competitor, and in order to beat that competitor, they took a loss of $200 million on making their prices so low this other company could not compete, and as soon as they were gone, they jacked those prices back up. This is exactly what they are doing to books. Books, much like diapers, are something called a loss leader. Amazon sells so much. They have so many consumer segments that they are in that they can afford to take a loss on something like diapers or something like books, because the rest of the website and the rest of the things they're selling can make up for it tenfold. They can take that loss temporarily in order to put their competitors out of business, and then when they are the only name in the game, they can jack those prices back up. So when they put indie bookstores out of business, when they put Barnes & Noble out of business, when Amazon is the only thing left, those prices will all go back up. That is why books are cheaper on Amazon. They are taking a loss on those sales in order to put bookstores out of business. Now, Amazon will deny this wholesale that that is what they are doing, the same way that they deny that they did that to Diapers.com. But about 10 years later, a bunch of internal emails from Amazon came out and showed that is exactly what they did. This was a concerted effort. They lowered the prices, they took the loss to put them out of business, and then they put them back up once they were the only name in the game. Amazon fucking sucks, and they are actively working to put bookstores out of business. They want to monopolize publishing sales the same way they're doing for audiobooks, the same way that they're doing for ebooks. They want to be the only name in the game in book buying. And they are more than happy to take a loss on those book sales to put those other stores out of business, because in the meantime, the rest of this massive company can prop up the book sales that they're not making any money on. Anyway, that's why it's cheaper to buy books on Amazon. They're taking a loss. They're not making any money. Your indie bookstore that only sells books can't do that. They have to make money on those books. Barnes & Noble, which largely sells books, can't do that. They have to make money on books. Amazon doesn't. And so they can fuck over everybody else and sell you really cheap books until those other stores go out of business. And once that happens, those book prices are going way back up. They are saving us money in the short term in order to monopolize and gouge us in the long term.